Good evening, everyone. My name is Phantom Mitchell, and tonight, we delve into one of the most perplexing and haunting true crime mysteries of the past 3 decades, the disappearance of Jodi Huisentruit. This is not just a story of a missing person. It's a tale shrouded in eerie coincidences, unexplained events, and a chilling sense of dread that lingers to this day. As we journey through the timeline of Jodi's vanishing, I'll share my thoughts, theories, and even a few speculative twists that might just change the way you see this case. Buckle up, because this is a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Jodi Sue Huisentruit was born on June 5, 1968, in Long Prairie, Minnesota. She was the youngest of 3 children, described by her family as vibrant, ambitious, and full of life. From an early age, Jodi exhibited a natural charisma and a passion for storytelling. Her childhood was marked by a love for sports, particularly tennis, and a strong sense of independence. After graduating from St. Cloud State University with a degree in mass communications, Jodi pursued her dream of becoming a television news anchor. Her career began in small markets, where she honed her skills and built a reputation for her dedication and professionalism. In 1995, Jodi landed her dream job as a morning anchor at KIMT-TV in Mason City, Iowa, at 27 years old. She was the face of the station's morning show, Today in North Iowa. Her colleagues described her as hardworking, charismatic, and dedicated to her craft. She was known for her warm smile, her ability to connect with viewers, and her commitment to delivering the news with integrity. But beneath the surface of her success, there were whispers of challenges. Jodi had recently confided in friends about feeling overwhelmed by the pressures of her job and the demands of early morning shifts. Yet, nothing could have prepared her or anyone for what was about to happen. June 27, 1995, began like any other day. Jodi was scheduled to arrive at KIMT-TV by 3:30 a.m. to prepare for the 6 a.m. broadcast, but that morning, she never showed up. At approximately 4 a.m., a neighbor reported hearing a woman scream near the parking lot of Jodi's apartment complex, followed by the sound of a car speeding away. The neighbor dismissed it as a domestic dispute and went back to sleep. This would later become one of the most critical and chilling pieces of evidence in the case. By 5:30 a.m., Jodi's colleagues grew concerned. She was never late. When calls to her apartment went unanswered, the station's news director, John Vesteka, drove to her home to check on her. What he found was both baffling and terrifying. Jodi's red Mazda Miata was still parked in its usual spot, but something was terribly wrong. Her belongings, a bent car key, a spilled makeup bag, and a single earring were scattered on the ground near the driver's side door. There were signs of a struggle, tire marks in the gravel, drag marks leading away from the car, and a distinct impression in the dirt that suggested someone had been forced to the ground. The most haunting detail: Jodi's car key was bent, as if someone had tried to force it into the ignition. Was she fighting back? Was she trying to escape? The scene painted a picture of a violent abduction, but there were no witnesses, no clear suspects, and no trace of Jodi. The Mason City Police Department launched an immediate investigation, but the case quickly grew cold. Despite extensive searches, interviews, and media coverage, no solid leads emerged. One of the first suspects was Tony Jackson, a local man who had reportedly been infatuated with Jodi. Jackson had a history of stalking and had been seen near her apartment on multiple occasions. However, without concrete evidence, he was never charged. Another theory pointed to John Vesteka, Jodi's news director. Some speculated that he knew more than he was letting on, but again, there was no proof to support this claim. Then there was the mysterious man in the blue car. Several witnesses reported seeing a man in a blue sedan near Jodi's apartment complex around the time of her disappearance. Despite numerous sketches and public appeals, the man was never identified. In the weeks following Jodi's disappearance, her family and friends received a series of strange phone calls. The caller would breathe heavily into the phone before hanging up. Some believed it was a cruel prank, while others wondered if it was the abductor, taunting those who loved Jodi. One particularly chilling call came on July 4, 1995. Jodi's sister, Joanne, answered the phone to hear a man's voice saying, "I know where Jodi is." Before she could respond, the line went dead. The call was traced to a payphone in Mason City, but the caller was never found. Over the years, countless theories have emerged about what happened to Jodi Huisentruit. Some believe she was the victim of a random abduction, while others think she was targeted by someone she knew. One theory suggests that Jodi's disappearance was connected to her work as a journalist. She had recently covered a high-profile murder case in Mason City, and some speculate that she may have uncovered information that put her in danger. Another theory involves a local man named Roger Bentley, who was convicted of kidnapping and assaulting another woman in 2006. Bentley lived near Mason City at the time of Jodi's disappearance, and some believe he may have been involved. However, no evidence has ever linked him to the case. Then there's my theory. What if Jodi's disappearance was the result of a botched robbery? Perhaps someone saw her as an easy target, a young woman living alone, arriving home late at night. Maybe they didn't intend to harm her, but things spiraled out of control. It's a chilling thought, but one that can't be ruled out. Nearly 30 years later, Jodi Huisentruit's disappearance remains one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries in true crime history. Her family continues to search for answers, and her case has inspired countless documentaries, books, and podcasts. In 2021, investigators announced that they were revisiting the case using new forensic technology. While no breakthroughs have been made, there is still hope that one day, the truth will come to light. To fully understand the mystery of Jodi Huisentruit's disappearance, it's crucial to examine the timeline of events leading up to and following that fateful morning. Every detail, no matter how small, could hold the key to unraveling this enigma. June 26, 1995 evening. Jodi spent the evening at a friend's house, enjoying a casual dinner and conversation. She seemed her usual self, cheerful, engaged, and looking forward to the upcoming weekend. She left around 10 p.m., mentioning that she needed to get some rest before her early morning shift. June 27, 1995 early morning. 3 a.m., Jodi's alarm clock rang, signaling the start of her day. She was known for being punctual, so it's likely she began her morning routine shortly after. 3:30 a.m., Jodi was scheduled to leave her apartment and drive to the Kim TV studio. However, she never made it out of the parking lot. 4 a.m., a neighbor reported hearing a woman scream and the sound of a car speeding away. This would later become a pivotal moment in the investigation. 5:30 a.m., concerned colleagues began calling Jodi's apartment. When there was no answer, John Vesteka, the news director, drove to her home to check on her. 6 a.m., the scene at the parking lot was discovered, and the police were called. June 27, 1995 daytime. The Mason City Police Department launched an immediate search, combing through the area surrounding Jodi's apartment complex. Volunteers joined the effort, but no trace of Jodi was found. June 28, 1995. The investigation intensified, with police interviewing neighbors, colleagues, and anyone who might have seen or heard something unusual. The media began covering the story, and Jodi's face was soon plastered across newspapers and television screens. One of the most frustrating aspects of Jodi's case is the lack of concrete witness testimony. However, there were a few individuals who came forward with potentially crucial information. The neighbor who heard the scream, the neighbor who reported hearing a scream and a car speeding away, has remained anonymous. Their account is one of the few pieces of evidence suggesting that Jodi was abducted. However, Without additional witnesses or corroborating evidence, it's difficult to determine the significance of this report. The man in the blue car. Several witnesses reported seeing a man in a blue sedan near Jodi's apartment complex around the time of her disappearance. Descriptions of the man varied, but most agreed that he was in his 30s or 40s, with a medium build. Despite numerous sketches and public appeals, the man was never identified. The payphone caller, the mysterious caller who contacted Jodi's sister on July 4, 1995, remains one of the most tantalizing leads in the case. The call was traced to a payphone in Mason City, but the caller was never found. Was this person involved in Jodi's disappearance, or was it a cruel prank? In an effort to understand the mindset of Jodi's abductor, investigators consulted with criminal profilers. Based on the evidence, they developed a psychological profile of the potential suspect. The profilers suggested that the abductor was likely someone familiar with Jodi's routine. They may have been watching her for some time, waiting for the right moment to strike. The violent nature of the abduction indicated a person with a history of aggression, possibly someone who had committed similar crimes in the past. The profilers also noted that the abductor likely had a connection to Mason City or the surrounding area. They may have been a local resident or someone who frequently visited the area. Jodi's disappearance quickly became a national story, with media outlets across the country covering the case. The intense media attention brought both benefits and challenges to the investigation. On one hand, the widespread coverage helped raise awareness and generate leads. On the other hand, the sheer volume of tips and information overwhelmed investigators, making it difficult to separate credible leads from false alarms. The media frenzy also took a toll on Jodi's family and friends, who found themselves thrust into the spotlight. They struggled to maintain their privacy while continuing to search for answers. For Jodi's family, the years following her disappearance have been a relentless quest for answers. Her mother, Joanne Nath, has been a vocal advocate for her daughter, tirelessly working to keep the case in the public eye. In 2005, on the 10th anniversary of Jodi's disappearance, Joanne released a statement expressing her frustration and heartbreak. "Every day is a struggle," she said. "We just want to know what happened to Jodi. We deserve answers." The family has also faced financial challenges, as the cost of private investigations and legal fees has taken a toll. Despite these obstacles, they remain determined to find the truth. In 2021, investigators announced that they were revisiting Jodi's case using new forensic technology. Advances in DNA analysis and digital forensics have provided new tools for solving cold cases, and there is hope that these techniques could finally bring closure to Jodi's family. The cold case review has focused on re-examining physical evidence, such as the items found at the scene of Jodi's disappearance. Investigators are also re-interviewing witnesses and exploring new leads that may have been overlooked in the initial investigation. While no breakthroughs have been made yet, the renewed effort has brought a sense of optimism to those who have followed Jodi's case for decades. As the investigation continues, it's worth revisiting some of the most compelling theories about what happened to Jodi Huisentruit. Some believe that Jodi was the victim of a random abduction, possibly by a transient or someone passing through Mason City. This theory is supported by the lack of a clear motive or connection between Jodi and any potential suspects. Others believe that Jodi was targeted by someone who knew her, either personally or through her work as a journalist. This theory is supported by the fact that her abductor seemed to know her routine and was able to strike at the perfect moment. A more controversial theory suggests that Jodi's disappearance was the result of a professional hit. Some speculate that she may have uncovered sensitive information during her work as a journalist, putting her in danger. While all of these theories have merit, I can't help but wonder if the truth lies somewhere in between. What if Jodi's disappearance was the result of a chance encounter, that spiraled out of control. Perhaps her abductor never intended to harm her, but circumstances led to a tragic outcome. Jodi Huisentruit's disappearance has left an indelible mark on the true crime community. Her case has inspired countless documentaries, books, and podcasts, each offering new insights and perspectives. But beyond the media coverage, Jodi's story is a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of seeking justice. Her family's unwavering determination to find answers serves as an inspiration to us all. Jodi Huisentruit's case is riddled with unanswered questions that continue to baffle investigators and true crime enthusiasts alike. Let's delve deeper into some of the most perplexing aspects of this mystery. One of the most puzzling pieces of evidence is Jodi's bent car key. How did it get bent? Was it the result of a struggle? Did Jodi try to use it as a weapon? Or was it damaged during an attempt to force her into a vehicle? The key's condition suggests a violent confrontation, but without additional evidence, its significance remains unclear. The drag marks found near Jodi's car indicate that someone was forcibly moved from the scene. But where were they taken? Were they dragged to another vehicle? Or was the abductor acting alone? The lack of blood or other physical evidence at the scene makes it difficult to determine the extent of the struggle. Jodi's earring was found near her car, but its mate was never recovered. Was it lost during the struggle, or was it taken as a trophy by the abductor? Some serial killers are known to keep personal items from their victims, and this detail raises chilling possibilities. Advances in technology have played a crucial role in re-examining cold cases like Jodi's. Let's explore how modern tools are being used to shed new light on this decades-old mystery. In recent years, investigators have re-examined physical evidence from the scene using advanced DNA analysis techniques. While no conclusive matches have been found, the possibility of identifying the abductor through DNA remains a promising avenue. The rise of digital forensics has allowed investigators to analyze phone records, social media activity, and other digital footprints. In Jodi's case, this could help identify potential suspects or uncover hidden connections. Geospatial technology has been used to map the movements of potential suspects and analyze the crime scene in greater detail. This could help investigators reconstruct the events of that morning and identify patterns that were previously overlooked. Jodi's disappearance had a profound impact on the Mason City community. The sense of safety and security was shattered, and residents were left grappling with the realization that such a tragedy could happen in their small town. In the years since, the community has come together to support Jodi's family and keep her memory alive. Annual vigils, fundraisers, and awareness campaigns have become a testament to the enduring impact of her story. The psychological toll of Jodi's disappearance extends far beyond her immediate family. Friends, colleagues, and even strangers who have followed the case have been deeply affected by the mystery. For those who knew Jodi personally, the loss is immeasurable. Her vibrant personality, infectious smile, and unwavering dedication to her work left a lasting impression on everyone she met. The uncertainty surrounding her fate has made it difficult for many to find closure. For true crime enthusiasts, Jodi's case serves as a sobering reminder of the dangers that can lurk in everyday life. It's a story that resonates on a deeply human level, prompting us to question our own safety and the fragility of life. Despite the passage of time, the search for closure continues. Jodi's family, friends, and supporters remain committed to finding answers and bringing her home. In recent years, there have been renewed efforts to solve the case. Private investigators, forensic experts, and volunteers have joined forces to re-examine evidence, interview witnesses, and explore new leads. While progress has been slow, the determination of those involved is unwavering. As long as there are questions left unanswered, the search for Jodi Huisentruit will continue. Jodi's story is not just one of tragedy, it's also a story of hope. Her family's resilience, the community's support, and the dedication of investigators serve as a testament to the power of perseverance. In a world where so many cases go unsolved, Jodi's story reminds us of the importance of never giving up. It's a call to action for anyone who has ever been touched by a similar tragedy, a reminder that every effort, no matter how small, can make a difference. The media has played a significant role in shaping the narrative of Jodi Huisentruit's disappearance. From the initial coverage to the ongoing documentaries and podcasts, the story has been told and retold countless times. But how has this impacted the investigation and public perception? In the days and weeks following Jodi's disappearance, the media coverage was intense. News outlets across the country picked up the story, and Jodi's face became a symbol of the dangers faced by young women. The coverage helped raise awareness and generate leads, but it also brought challenges. While some media outlets approached the story with sensitivity, others resorted to sensationalism. Headlines focused on the mystery and intrigue of the case, often at the expense of Jodi's humanity. This sensationalism can be harmful, as it risks turning a tragic event into entertainment. In recent years, true crime podcasts and documentaries have brought renewed attention to Jodi's case. These platforms have the potential to reach a wide audience and generate new leads, but they also raise ethical questions. How much is too much when it comes to exploring the personal lives of victims and their families? The psychological toll of working on a case like Jodi's is often overlooked. Investigators are tasked with piecing together the fragments of a tragedy, often with limited resources and mounting pressure. For the detectives assigned to Jodi's case, the lack of progress has been frustrating. They've spent countless hours interviewing witnesses, analyzing evidence, and chasing leads, only to hit dead ends. The emotional weight of the case can be overwhelming, leading to burnout and compassion fatigue. Despite these challenges, many investigators remain committed to finding answers. Their dedication is a testament to the importance of their work and the impact it can have on the lives of those affected by crime. The public has played a crucial role in keeping Jodi's case alive. From sharing her story on social media to participating in searches and fundraisers, ordinary people have made a difference. Social media has become a powerful tool for raising awareness about cold cases. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram allow users to share information, organize events, and connect with others who are passionate about true crime. In recent years, there has been a rise in citizen detectives, individuals who take it upon themselves to investigate cold cases. While their efforts can be helpful, they also raise ethical and legal concerns. It's important to strike a balance between public involvement and professional investigation. As time passes, there is a risk that Jodi's story will fade from public memory. But remembering her is crucial not just for her family, but for all those who have been affected by similar tragedies. Jodi's family and supporters have worked tirelessly to keep her case in the public eye. From organizing vigils to creating memorials, their efforts ensure that Jodi is never forgotten. Jodi's story is a reminder of the importance of vigilance and community. It's a call to action for all of us to look out for one another and to never take our safety for granted. As we look to the future, there is hope that new developments could finally bring closure to Jodi's case. Advances in technology, combined with the dedication of investigators and the support of the public, offer a glimmer of hope. One of the most promising developments in cold case investigations is the use of genetic genealogy. By analyzing DNA samples and comparing them to public databases, investigators can identify potential suspects and their relatives. This technique has already solved several high-profile cases, and it could hold the key to unlocking Jodi's mystery. While progress may be slow, the importance of persistence cannot be overstated. Every lead, no matter how small, brings us one step closer to the truth. As I, Phantom Mitchell, bring this exploration to a close, I'm struck by the complexity and depth of Jodi Huisentruit's story. It's a tale that defies easy answers and challenges us to confront the darkest aspects of human nature. But amidst the darkness, there is also light. The unwavering determination of Jodi's family, the support of the community, and the tireless efforts of investigators remind us that even in the face of unimaginable loss, there is hope. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and never stop seeking the truth.